Hello. So we've tried to film this like maybe 3 times, and maybe fourth time's the charm. Today we want to talk about a topic that's important to everyone, and that's music, especially music like that you hear right when you need to hear it, or it comes into your life at a really like significant time. Josh, you have some things to say about pop music and how that's affecting you right now. Would you like to share?
Yes, as my sister wants me to relive, I just got a job at Uber, and so I've been picking up a lot of people from bars and stuff who are all into that pop, mentality. They want to hear something like poppy. So I've just been playing pop radio nonstop, and these Justin Bieber songs are just constantly going through my mind. They're so darn catchy, and
They're very
yeah,
catchy.
they're good quality, don't get me wrong, but they drive me crazy because they're always in my mind. And yes, thank you for letting me relive that terrible, terrible thing. Okay.
So it sounds like your passengers are ready to dance when they
Yeah.
get in your car.
Yeah.
Yeah, Justin Bieber's very catchy, actually. Um, so a couple of weeks ago, I dropped off my first passenger. No, my last passenger. I'm an Uber driver. And I was a long day, and I heard this song for maybe the second time, or second or third time. And it was by the Dum Dum Girls, and they were covering There Is a Light That Doesn't Go Out by the Smiths. And it was so beautiful. I thought it was brand new. I was so excited when I first heard it. I went online and looked it up, and it turns out that it came out in 2011. But it was really beautiful, and it changed my mood when I heard it. And another time that happened was when I still worked at the law firm, and I had a really rough day at work. And I felt like doo-doo because at this law firm, it's all about status and jumping through hoops and achievement, and I wasn't there at this place. And I heard a song called, it's Untitled by Interpol, and it felt like Jesus himself or like an angel like played that song on the radio, like I needed to hear it in that moment. Josh, who's like a band that you feel really strongly about right now?
I'd say a band that I really like that's hit me a lot is Sigur Rós. These guys come from Iceland, and they have this way of playing music that just like reaches down into my soul. It's just so beautiful. This guy plays the guitar with a bow, and it creates this reverb effect that just like it sounds like a cello, and he's basically playing his lost sonnet of his relationships gone by, and it really it resonates to me. And every time I hear it, I feel like this tingly sensation of like, this is awesome. But yeah, that's Sigur Rós is awesome. But yeah, that's probably one of mine.
Very cool. Josh has like more sophisticated taste than I do. He knows about the really weird stuff that I don't know about. But not that Sigur Rós is weird, but I just he knows about a lot of random bands. Recently, in September, they just had this 25th anniversary of the release of Nevermind, Nirvana's Nevermind, and a radio station replayed an interview between Jon Stewart of The Daily Show and Dave Grohl, Chris Novoselic, and Butch Vig, who they were all like part of Nirvana. And I had to hear it. I thought it was streaming live, and so I pulled over into a pumpkin patch parking lot, and I just listened for 2 hours because it was so interesting what they had to say about the development of the album and everything like that. My phone was blowing up. People were texting me. Like, I was kind of needed elsewhere for other things, but I put it off because I wanted to listen to the interview. What I didn't know later on, I went home and I Googled it, and it turns out that this interview was held like 5 years prior, and it was on YouTube, and I could have watched it from the comfort of my own home. But thinking it was live in the moment, I just pulled over and stopped everything and listened to it because that album and also that band had such a huge effect on me growing up. And even my view on life like is affected by that band. This might be TMI, but my brother and I, we both kind of grew up in a home where there was mental illness and addiction, and we felt like we're supposed to hide that stuff, like it's shameful or something like that. And when I found out about who Nirvana was, I actually was encouraged because it became very apparent that that kind of stuff went on in like Kurt Cobain's life, and that's kind of something that affected him, and I felt less alone in what I was going through. And not only that, but there was something about like how they were bringing punk rock out into the mainstream, because where we were growing up, what was most popular was like the jocks and the beautiful girls, and you had to be skinny and have good clothes to like have status so you could, you know, have teachers pay attention to you. Like that's kind of how it was. But when I heard this band, it showed me that maybe that's all, not all that life is about. Maybe there's more. And so it had a huge effect on me and my relationship to music. Josh, I'd really like to hear about your a song that you recently wrote. Do you want to speak on that?
Sure, sure. The last song that I wrote was actually spontaneous. My friends were encouraging me. They're saying like, "Hey, Josh, come to this coffee shop and do some music for us." And so I decided like I wanted to write a song for these people that like encouraged me so much. And it was kind of spontaneous. I had a couple chords playing around in the back of my mind, and I went there, and it ended up being a song about freedom and just like stepping out into the dreams that everyone has in their heart, and basically letting go of the things that hold you down, and maybe like whether it's past relationships or just the cycles that we go through. And it was actually a really beautiful experience, and yeah, I really like that song. I liked being able to play that song. But yeah, thanks for asking.
Yeah, I'm always inspired by Josh because he, growing up, he plays guitar, piano, bass, what else? Like a lot, drums.
Yeah.
He teaches me bass sometimes, and I'm like a baby at it. Like I don't know what I'm doing.
She's awesome.
Thanks. And he'll like show me the chord progressions because I don't know what I'm doing, and he'll make it seem easy, but for me it's not, but for him it is. But I just wanted to segue from his topic on freedom. I think that in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that's one of my favorite needs is freedom. I love freedom. I'm so grateful for the freedoms we have here in America. I just love it, and I think that's why I'm doing YouTube. Is I may not be talented. I don't know anything about editing films. I don't know anything about making films. All I can do is put out what I have right now, but I have the freedom to do so, and I just think it's really exciting. And I think that the more people do that, put out whatever they have, whatever content they have in here out there through whatever medium, I just can't wait to see what could happen with that. So with that being said, share your thoughts, comments. I'd love to hear about it. What has influenced you growing up? What do you love about music or your favorite bands? I'd love to continue this conversation. We could revisit it over and over and over again. All right. Thank you and goodbye.
Bye. Peace.